Harold, how in the world did you keep this piece of analysis in your back pocket for such a long time?
I have no idea.
You know they have a saying in the Dominican?
What's that, Pedro?
That the teacher never teaches you everything he knows. So that's probably one up the sleeves.
See.
In Harold's pocket.
I've had some great teachers along the way. George Case, Julio Cruz, and Bobby Tolan. They had the most impact on me for stealing bases, and Maury Wills along the way as well. So having talked with most of those guys a lot, the one thing that Bobby Tolan really taught me was you're better off getting picked off going back to first than thrown out at second. You have to get a bigger lead. I was struggling with bags, and he said, get a bigger lead. So normally I would get 1, 2.5, and boom, and I can get back like this, no problem. All right, but you want to get a step and a dive away from the bag. So I started thinking as I watched him tonight, let's go back and look at Wendell. And I thought he did a lot of things right on this. They threw over one time. He still kept his lead, see him get his lead, and then all of a sudden he gets thrown out on this play. And he gets a good slow jump. That was the thing. The leg was coming up, and he got a little bit of a slow jump. Not bad. And the form I thought was great on the takeoff. He stayed down. He exploded. And when I watched this, Greg, I could hear Bobby Tolan telling me he got thrown out because he didn't have a big enough lead. And that would happen to me. Bang, bang, all the time. And it was like, get a bigger lead. And so I learned to get a bigger lead. And so now I want to talk to a lot of the youngsters at home trying to figure out what am I doing with a glove and a bat and even out here at first base. So one of the reasons is to lay down a marker. So you get a lead, right? You know where you're going to get this lead to. You come out here and you lay a bat down. You go, all right, I got my lead right here. And so you work on getting your steps back and doing all these things. You try to get out to the bag and you're trying to memorize your steps. And then somebody comes and takes the bat away. Or they wipe the dirt spot away. What are you going to do? So if we come around this way, this is for all the youngsters at home. My high school coach, Carl Hutzler, he played minor league ball at the Red Sox. And one of the things he taught me when I was in high school, he said, all right, somebody wiped away the dirt where you're used to standing, so what are you going to do now? And he said, the bleachers never move. So he pointed us to the bleachers, and he would say, line yourself up with the spot there that will never move away. So the first part of that dugout where it says MLB Network on the side by the helmets, I'm trying to get my right foot on. So now I know exactly where I'm at. So I come out, I get my lead during a game, and I'm still learning how to get a lead, and I don't know where to go. I'm looking to get, if I get right there, I'm in the right spot. Now I know how far off I am. So I think for you at home trying to figure out how far do I get off, the goal is 2 steps and is a step and a dive away. So you want to get out here. Once you take that step, now you want to dive. And that is a perfect distance to be away for a bang-bang play where you're going to be safe at second base.
Now, Harold, you also said that you'd rather have the throw coming from a pitcher have a bigger lead at first base compared to the catcher throwing a second. Why is that?
Because pitchers aren't quite as accurate as a catcher is throwing down. When they're throwing over, looking over their shoulder, they're slinging it back here, but that ball is not here every time. When a catcher practices, throws down, he's throwing them right here. He's got a guy sitting right there every time. No first baseman sits there like this with the target. They stand here like this, and they're catching throws all over the place. You just watch tonight, you'll see the throws are coming over, but they're not perfect every time. So a catcher is probably going to be more accurate than a pitcher.
And that's great. Outstanding. I can't believe you kept this from us all these years.
Sorry, man.
I really can't.
That was outstanding, Harold.
Job security around here.